Hey traders, okay, so this video is a bit of a heads up of what's to come in the next 3 days, so 26th, 27th, and 28th of February. I'm going to release a 5-part video series to do with my entire Forex process, and that includes analysis. So there's 3 levels of analysis: the actual entry and exit, and then what not to do with when you're trading Forex. I'm going to go through each one shortly, and so you can pretty much decide which videos you need to watch. Each one I'm going to try and keep it short, so possibly, hopefully, about 30 minutes or so or under. And that's so those of you that really don't like long videos, you don't get uncomfortable with it. The whole idea behind this is that once these videos are created, then you probably won't need me again after that. And also that I'm going to take a bit of a break for about a month or so from creating videos and doing all of this sort of stuff. Now, first of all, before I jump into these 5 videos, I want to congratulate those of you that have followed the advice in previous videos about your 20 pip a day entries and exits. I'm getting some exceptional emails from people that have struggled in the past, but that they're hitting their 20 pips and recognizing those setups and recognizing those entries and exits, and screenshots are flying through of where they've done this on demo accounts and they're successful with it. And all you really have got to do is, once you've started doing that and you started recognizing that, replicate that week in, week out. And if you can do your 40, 60 pips for the week, you're going to be very, very successful with this. Okay? All right, now on to the 5 videos. So the first couple most likely be released tomorrow, and these are the first 2 parts of the analysis that I do going in from the weekend into the start of the week. Okay, the analysis pretty much covers what your expectations are from the market over the course of the next week, right? And how we do that is we utilize the structures that have been established previously by the market. Right, so first video is going to be macro level analysis, and this will be done on the higher time frames, so most likely the daily chart. We will just briefly look at the weekly, but this will most likely be the daily chart, and then we can drop down onto the 4-hourly chart just to confirm a few things. Tools we're going to use is our everything you see on our charts right now, and then primarily the fib retracement and fib extension tool. We're going to draw in trend lines if the sequence of events kind of meet. We're also going to then search for our support and resistance zones and clarify actual support and resistance lines where we're going to draw them in. Now, once we've drawn those lines in, that's going to lead us into the second video, which is the micro level analysis. And in that, we drop down from the daily and the 4-hourly chart down to the hourly chart and the 15-minute chart, right? So we will, within that micro analysis part, go through those focal points that we've established, those lines that we established during the macro level analysis. And then we'll have a closer look at those areas on the 1-hour chart especially, to see if the market kind of confirms what our predictions have been so far. And within that, we're going to then establish more of an in-depth prediction about market directional movement and the expectations that we're going to have. And within this micro analysis session, I'm going to run you through the expectation of levels, or the movement of levels within the market over the course of that week. And once we've done that, we'll then drop into our 4th or 3rd video, which will be focal points, right? So focal points are the new term that we've created in the past few videos, and this is really about confluence. It's utilizing tools that we presently have. We can utilize like actual patterns, candlestick patterns, and all of this will happen on our 15-minute chart. So actual candlestick patterns, we're going to do the actual Fibonacci pattern, so harmonics will come into it as well. We're going to look at ADR within this, so the average daily range of different currency pairs. We're going to re-establish our reversal points using our Fibonacci tools. We're going to really study in depth where the focal points have been from the first couple of videos here. And we're also going to then look at the establishment of patterns around our EMAs. So this is where focal points wise is where we're literally now looking for those entry and exit points, right? So it's almost prediction mode here. So we are predicting it's not going to be happening in real time because some of these entry and exits will possibly happen, days into the future. So this is where we're kind of really predicting them. The fourth video will then go in depth into everything that we did here. And I've put candlestick patterns here because there's only a select few candlestick patterns that we really want to utilize in that arena. And where those occur is going to be extremely important. We're going to also apply price action, the false moves that happen, the stop hunts that happen. We're going to look and talk about where you would strike your entries. And within this whole entry and exit in-depth part, we're also going to go through into our MT4 platforms. That's what I use. So if you guys use TradingView or any other platform, that will be slightly different. But we're going to look at more in depth of, for those of you that are still completely new, actually doing a trade. So we'll jump onto, say, a demo account and click entry and exit of a trade that goes in a particular direction. So we'll do all of that. We'll talk about margins, we'll talk about equity within there, and we'll talk about your account balances and how much of what you can actually trade. We'll do some pips calculation, and we'll talk about the standard lots, mini lots, micro lots, all of that sort of stuff. So you kind of have a better idea of how big your account is, how much money you're putting down. We'll speak a little bit about leverage there as well. Okay, so that will give you a much more in-depth understanding of what actually happens when you're taking a trade and you're exiting a trade. And I'll give you little tidbits of how you can quickly exit out of a trade, how to put your stop losses in, where would you put them in, all of that sort of stuff. The last video is pretty much going to sum up everything that you've learned in the first 4 videos and everything that you've learned so far when it comes to Forex trading. And in it, we are going to talk about various things that you absolutely should not do. So that's going to become part of your criteria here of when to scratch an entry completely. Okay, we're going to talk about how to mitigate risk. So this whole idea of 80%, 80 or 90% wins. I'm gonna talk to you more about why I say to you, it doesn't matter what anyone else says. You still need to focus on 100% wins, because those are the thought forms that's going to stick to your subconscious mind, and that's when it's going to start delivering to you only the setup, and those setups will stick out. I guarantee you this, once you start practicing this, those ideal setups that are going to lead you to your 100% win rates are going to stick out. In this video, I'm also going to talk about kind of knowing yourself, about your own emotions, and when your body is tired, what happens to your mind, that sort of stuff. Because a lot of the times when I've had losses with Forex, it's simply because I'm tired, or I've had a bad day, or someone's pissed me off or something along those lines, and then I'll go and trade. And at every single point in time when I've lost a trade, it's come back where I realized that, I didn't follow my criteria. I missed something simply because my energy was kind of dispersed amongst other issues, or emotionally I wasn't right, or physically I just wasn't energized enough and my mind wasn't focused, or my attention span at that point in time sucked. So something along those lines is going to lead you to a lower in the money percentage rate or actual possible losses. So that's how you mitigate risk. You only trade when you're kind of completely ready to trade or for your entries, right? We're going to have a very brief discussion on money management. And lastly, I haven't put it up on there, but one of the most common issues that traders face is being able to transition from a demo account to a live account, right? And really what's going on there is a hesitation. That brief moment of hesitation for you, because emotions are now ripe. And when emotions are ripe, you will hesitate because there's live real money at stake here. That's when fear takes control, and every single time that happens, your mind or your brain, which is really programmed to protect you. And that's what the ego is. The ego's role is to ground you here in this life, in this experience that you're having as a human. And that, at that point in time, is there to protect you, right? So when you have those fears and those emotions dredge up inside of you, the protective mode within your brain recognizes the fear that's just happened as a result of, say, hesitation or some silence or something that's pulled you back. And that's when you find yourself where you're either not taking entries that you were normally taking in your demo account, or it's where you've kind of just completely clamped up and you're unable to just follow through with everything that you've mastered previously on your demo accounts. And when you're seeing that, when you're doing that, and you start to recognize that this is what's happening, there is a very simple solution to that. Okay, and that's what you're going to start to do, and I'm going to run you through that. It's not magic or science. It's simply, as soon as you recognize it, you hit the trigger. Without thinking. It's like, you're jumping off the top of the building without thinking. Bungee jumping, okay? Not suicide, but say bungee jumping, and where you just, at that brief moment, you don't think the decision's already been made. So that. And if you combine these 5 videos, I don't see where you will actually have a need for me anymore after that trading Forex. So that's going to be a perfect time for me to exit from creating videos for a little while. So for a month or so, I just want to take a bit of a break, and then we'll come back and we'll do other stuff after that. Okay, so this starts on tomorrow. And if you actually have anything in specific let me start again. If you have anything specific in mind in relation to these 5 videos that are going to be made starting from tomorrow, please do post them under this video now. So questions, issues that you're presently having, and I'll make sure that I cover them when I'm actually creating these 5 videos. Okay? All right, guys, so enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'm hoping that you're going to absolutely nail your Forex trades after these videos. Okay? All the best.